Angry Guy here. And today we're discussing why are women tormenting men as they give up on them and become passport bros. Why are women tormenting men as they give up on them and become passport bros? That is the topic we are discussing today. Let's go ahead and just jump into this story. Nice guys finish last. The real reason women aren't always drawn to the good guys, right? And this is just absolutely ridiculous because on one hand, women are, saying, "Oh, men need to cry more. Men need to be more kind and compassionate. Men need to be all of these things." But then check this out: nice guys may finish last, but it has nothing to do with being a nice guy. As complicated as the dating game can be, what many of us often fail to understand is that women are not necessarily attracted to men who show all the signs of a good catch. Sure, having qualities like kindness and respectfulness certainly carry considerable weight when it comes to finding an ideal partner, but there is so much beyond surface level qualities that make someone attractive or unappealing in another's eyes. In this article, we'll take an honest look at why nice guys aren't always getting the girl and how understanding certain truths can actually make them more successful in their pursuit for romance. Let's jump into that. Over idealization. When it comes to attraction, men often fall into the trap of over idolizing women. While it may seem like a flattering gesture, it can actually be a huge turnoff for women. It sends the message that you have unrealistic expectations of them and that you aren't interested in getting to know who they truly are. Instead of building genuine connections, men who over idolize women end up putting them on a pedestal and treating them like objects rather than equal partners. Guys, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Expecting reciprocity. All right, I have a problem with that word. But basically, expecting women to reciprocate your feelings. Some men think that in exchange for them being nice to a woman, the woman should reciprocate by being interested in them. The men don't understand that a relationship does not work this way. So basically, what you give to a woman, you should never expect back from a woman. A man should not expect anything from a woman because it's about what the man brings to the table, but the woman is the table. This is crazy, guys. This is maddening. Lack of challenge. When it comes to finding a potential partner, many women look for someone who challenges them both mentally and emotionally. Unfortunately, nice guys often fall short in this area. They might be kind and considerable, but often lack the confidence to take risks and push boundaries. Guys, have you heard no means no? Have you heard M2? My gosh, my push boundaries. This is crazy, guys. Whatever happened to respecting a person's boundaries? Guys, this is how these people are insane. They're absolutely insane. This is how you put yourself in bad situations here in the Western society. This can be frustrating for women who want their partner to push them out of their comfort zone. Oh gosh, and inspire them to be their best selves. Without this challenge, relationships can quickly become stagnant and unfulfilling. It is not a man's job. It is not his job. It is not a man's job to make a woman constantly excited. It is not his job to make her a better person. It is not his job to fix her. It is not his job to inspire her to go and, address the issues in her life or pursue her dreams. That's not his purpose. It's his place to simply be a man. It's a man's place to do man stuff. Couples support one another, but this is absolutely nonsense. Oh, he's not challenging her enough. He's too nice. He's too boring. He's too stable. Guys, women find stability boring. They want constant excitement. It's crazy because a couple hundred years ago, women were all, it was having a man who could provide for you and protect you was all the rage. But in society where women are given everything, including protection, because they expect it from everyone. All right, look at the whole Brickgate thing, where a black woman basically were up in arms because they believe that black men should always protect them from any danger in the world, and they were furious about this. And they said that if men don't protect women, if you have one bad man and you have 50 guys who don't step in to help a woman who's in need, then now you have 50 bad men. This is a delusional way of thinking. This is how women view men in society. This is why men are walking away. They say that men have a duty to give their money to women, to provide for women, and to protect women. The women have no obligation whatsoever. And now that women see that men are walking away from Western society and saying, you know what, we're not doing anything. They're walking away from society. Even if they're here, they're not helping anymore. They're not contributing anymore. They're only doing enough to help themselves and protect themselves. Now the women are getting furious. Now the women are getting angry. Now the women are belittling the men, and not only belittling the men and insulting the men, but they're saying that these are bad men. You're a bad man. You're as bad as a criminal if you don't do things for women. If you don't give your value away to women, you're as bad as any criminal out there. You're as bad as the person who committed the crime if you did not intervene to protect a woman. Women view men as ants that must do the labor, and they view themselves as the queens that rule over the ants. Women today, and this is something that started in the 70s, a belief that women were superior to men, something I saw with PragerU. Dennis Prager talked about this. He said that it was an idea that began in the 70s with the feminist movement, that women were better than men. And you need to understand this and know this, guys, that most women today believe that they are actually better than men, that they are superior. You can ask a woman, what are the things that women are better at than men? And they'll give you a laundry list. All right. And then they'll ask you, and then you'll ask them, okay, and what are the things that men are better at than women? They can't name one thing. This is the idea. This is where we're at. And you have the Sims who are down with this because they don't want to be masculine, and their way of doing things is watching men suffer, watching men go downhill, because this is their way of survival. Okay? They talk about pushing boundaries in this article, pushing boundaries, taking risk and pushing a woman's boundaries. We have been told, especially after M2, men are not taking any chances. Women are complaining that, oh, they went on a date with a guy and they were waiting for him to make the move and he never made the move. She's like, I've been on 3 dates and he has not made a single move, and I asked him what's going on, and he said, listen, after everything that's happened in society, I'm not taking any chances. And the women are angry. What? And you expect me to do it? Women are going to have to be doing a whole lot of things on their own. Because don't forget, come 2030, 45% of all women will be childless and single. Now keep in mind, it's both childless and single. All right? That's not counting the women who will have children and also be single. All right? So you're going to have a ton of single women single women who haven't had children, and single mothers. Tons of them in society. And all they're going to be doing is bad-mouthing men and demanding that the government come in and rescue them. Let's keep on going. Lack of boundaries. For some women, the nice guy idea can initially seem appealing. However, many end up turned off when they realize these men lack firm boundaries. Women want partners who can stand up for themselves and communicate their needs clearly without getting walked all over. Guys, the moment that a man has standards and then a man tries to defend his boundaries, they drag him on social media. When a nice guy constantly bends over backwards to please others, it can start to feel insincere and even manipulative. So, for example, she will step all over his boundaries. The person who violates the man's boundaries is the person who's then attacking him and shaming him because because he's not maintaining his boundaries firmly. How sickening is that? I'm going to test your boundaries. And it's really, here's the thing is that it's not simply testing them, because when a man pushes back, women, they get ballistic. It's not a matter of, okay, well, I tested his boundaries and he stood up for himself and now it's done because I respect him. No, they say that he's a misogynist. They say that he's this and that. For example, he has boundaries on the things that he's willing to do in the relationship. He says no. The woman gets absolutely furious. He's on social media. Girl, you need to break up with that man. Without strong personal boundaries, women may feel they can't truly trust their partner or build a healthy relationship. Guys, this is the reason why men are completely walking away. This is sick. This is mental torture for guys. Mental torture. Because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You're paying, guys. What men are dating right now is men are dating mental illness. Okay, let's make it very very clear, guys. Men in society today are dating mental illness. Mental illness. Okay, that's what we're dating. We are dating mental illness. Those of us that are still out there actually dating in Western society, you are dating mental illness. Okay, in its purest of forms. Passivity in decision making can be a source of frustration for many women regarding relationships with so called nice guys. While being kind and considerate is admirable, a lack of initiative can come across as a lack of confidence or even disinterest. Guys, Jesus. Women are often looking for a partner who can take charge, make decisions, and be a leader rather than someone who constantly defers to, to their opinions or fails to take action. So, guys, women don't want to be submissive. They don't want to. They don't want to be agreeable. They don't want to let. They don't want the man to be the leader in the family. But then they get angry that the man is not, is passive and deferring decisions to them. Basically, they want all the power, they want all the rights, they want to make all the decisions, but they want to take none of the responsibility. Here's they don't want to think, because let me explain how women will work. You'll say to a woman, okay, women will say, oh, I don't like. You'll say a guy will say, okay, where do you want to go to eat? Check this out. She'll say, I don't care. All right. So then the guy will go, okay, we're gonna go to Burger King. She goes, no, not there. I thought you said you don't care. I don't. Okay. Let's go to Shake Shack. No, I don't want Shake Shack. What do you want? Whatever you want. Okay. How about Wendy's? I don't want Wendy's. Okay, so you don't want burgers then? I didn't say that. Why don't you tell me what you want? I said anything. I just don't want any of those, but I said anything. Why are you making this so difficult? Okay. Chick-fil-A? I don't want Chick-fil-A. Okay. Okay, fine. So burgers are off the menu. Wanna go to the steakhouse? Which one? Well, we can go to there's one over one by the freeway, and there's another one downtown. I don't like either of those. Why don't you think about, name something that you want? I don't listen, I told you anything's okay. Oh gosh. Guys, I'm telling you, it's madness. And then you've got some of these simps that are like you haven't you just listen, you have to, it's give and take, guys. It's give and take. Men don't have the stress. Men just want their peace. They can't be with women who are like this, constantly creating problems and grief within the relationship. A man just wants his damn peace. He just wants his effing peace. That's it. My gosh. One of the reasons why men, it comes across as they're nice is that they've been conditioned to be very careful around women. A lot of guys don't take chances anymore because they're constantly on their guard. Like, please don't accuse me of something. All right. Perceived lack of passion. Regarding dating, some women may overlook nice guys due to the perceived lack of passion. While they may appreciate kind gestures and chivalry, they may also crave fiery attraction and excitement. Nice guys can sometimes be too safe and predictable, leaving women underwhelmed. Now, let me explain this to you guys. You know what's great about guys who have their stuff together? When men usually have their stuff together, they're predictable. Men who have their stuff together are typically predictable. You know why? Because they've proven that they can maintain balance in their lives. And to maintain balance comes with some level of predictability. There's a difference between a great strategist that always keeps people guessing versus someone who is just plain out boring. Right? If you know, a lot of people don't comprehend that once you settle down, for a lot of women, it can be boring. Life can become boring for them because they're so used to being out and about in the streets, going to the clubs, living these lives that people could never even imagine. And then here's the funny thing: women, they're in the streets, they're running wild, and then they decide that at 30 or 35 or 40 or even 50, now they want a nice guy, they want a predictable guy, because they know that this is a guy who won't be out in the streets. He'll work, he can hold down a family, he can provide stability, because the kinds of guys that they're chasing after are unstable, right? And they'll turn around and cheat on this guy, and they'll say that he was just too nice. For a lot of guys, are afraid of standing up for their boundaries because they're afraid of what a woman will do. She might call the police and say that I did something and that I'm in jail and my life is ruined. Because this is how a lot of women are. Women have no chill when it comes to lying. Look at Carly Russell. Look at the Brick Lady. Look at these people. These are crooks. And the Sims, they're fine with the lies. When you hear when you hear stories about some of the things that these female teachers have done, right? Everyone's like, wink, 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 wink. Good. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I had teachers like you can look at the Simpson comments on these things. I wish I had a teacher like that when I was growing up. And then they walk out of jail scotch-free. No charges. Oh, she suffered enough. She was shamed. And if that was a dude, he'd basically be under the prison. He'd be under the prison. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Modern day women in general, they pretty much all women have disdain towards men. It's something inside of them. That they're born with this natural disdain towards men. You look at Adam and Eve. You look at Lilith. All right? She so despised Adam that what did she do? She left the garden and began hooking up with demons. Eve, the serpent, simply told her, if you eat the fruit, you'll be just like God. you'll get the power of God. What was her inclination immediately? Well, God is the Father. So you think of God as a man, which means that I will have the power of a man. I will be as great as he is. I will be equal to him. I will be God. Adam had no interest in eating the fruit. What caused him to fall is because he sinned. Think about this. Adam knew better than to go near the tree. God told him, listen, and regardless if you believe the story of Adam and Eve or not, it's about what we can learn from the story. Adam did not care about going to the tree. He didn't care about it. He wanted to have nothing to do with it. Life was good. All right? But the very thought of losing Eve destroyed him. All right? It destroyed his he listen to me. What he needed was some post-nut clarity. Because when men fall head over heels for women, we end up with these goggles on and we can't see reality around us. And the saddest thing is that when you start spitting facts, the women and the simps will come and say, "Who hurt you? Who hurt you?" Because if they can't shame you and say that, oh, you've never had a relationship and no woman wants you and blah, 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 then they'll turn around and say, who hurt you? I hope one day you can meet someone who makes you feel good and shows you love and all this other crap. This is how they try to discredit you. To write you off as though you're just an angry person who's been hurt in relationships. And if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be saying these things. And you could say, bro, I'm in a relationship right now. And they'll say, oh, well, poor, I feel bad for the person. Or, well, clearly you're not in a relationship with the right person. Because if you were in a relationship with the right person, you wouldn't be thinking this way. Because, guys, this is the crazy thing. The moment men have boundaries and standards, women walk all over them and they try to knock them down. And then they'll turn around in reverse and say that, oh, the reason why is because you have no boundaries and you have no standards. Yeah. You know what? This is why, guys, it will make you crazy. If you're dealing with mentally ill people will make you crazy. You watch these videos online, you see the way that these women behave, carry themselves, think, react. These are unstable people. These are mentally ill people. And if you allow yourself to take in that energy and suck in that mental ill, that ill energy that these people have, it will wreck you. It will absolutely wreck you. Okay? You have to wake up and realize it's time to walk away. A lot of guys get it, but more and more are waking up every day. But you have to understand, when it comes to the Sims, these guys, they'll never change. They'll keep on doing it. They'll keep on simping. They can't stop, won't stop, because it's a part of their nature. It's a part of who they are. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications to never miss another video again, and like the video because it tells YouTube you're enjoying the content and you want to see more of it, so YouTube will show you more of it. What do you guys think regarding everything we've discussed here? Why are women tormenting men as they give up on them and become password bros? I want to hear your thoughts, so let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.